Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. I'm back at one of my favorite filming spot locations because guess what? We have that one European luxury brand that seems to be bringing some big changes for model year 2024 and into the future. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Volvo XC90. This particular one is an XC90 Recharge. But before we get into this three-row luxury plug-in hybrid SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. As you know, lots of big changes in the auto industry, especially when we talk about electrification. There's still a lot of learning that needs to happen, not only with consumers, but with also the manufacturers on how to get people to drive vehicles that are more efficient. And I think that plug-in electric hybrids kind of blend in the best of both worlds. You have the good old internal combustion engine, but you also have that plug-in capability, but you're not permanently attached to the extension cord. Now, in the luxury SUV class, there's a lot of iconic brands, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, BMW. These are German luxury Euro brands, but a lot of people forget about this Swedish auto manufacturer that's been doing vehicles for so many decades, and the nice thing is they've always been focused on safety. So what I want to find out is if you're looking for the safest but also an efficient three-row luxury SUV, is this the best one to buy, say over a BMW or a Mercedes-Benz? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our XC90 and find out. Right off the bat, the styling of a Volvo is very unique, and I love the way the color on this one just shows the body lines very, very well. Now, at the front of the business, you see Thor's hammer. That's the official terminology from Volvo for their daytime running lamp. You can see how it's that hammer fashion, full LED headlights, and then working your way down, you do have some shiny chrome bits. I think this is something that when we talk luxury, you're gonna see more brands bringing dark chrome rather than the shiny chrome. But the good news is we do have functionality on this passenger side portion of the corner air vent. Now, as we come across that iconic Volvo badge, we've already brought to you some of the EX models. And when I say E, we're talking about full battery electric vehicles. Interesting to see how they're interpreting the grille and badge into that design. But since this is a plug-in hybrid, we still have the need for their traditional grille. I love the vertical slots. It's got a nice concave shape to it. You do have a forward-facing camera, and there's shiny chrome, so much so that you better have your Volvo sunglasses. Your Volvo Ray-Ban sunglasses better be on, because this thing is bling bling in the sun. It's pretty much blinding me. Maybe I need to go get some Volvo Ray-Bans, but nice, clean style. Working your way down, of course, you're gonna have large functionality because we do have an intercooled turbocharged engine, and I like the way it's all body colored. That to me really shows a nice, clean design. The one zonk is over on the driver's side. This vent is fake, so we only have one functional one, so I guess we'll give it a half a zonk. Fake vent on the driver's side, but functional vent on the passenger side. Now, as we rise up, what I like about the front end of the business of the XC90, it's low slung nose. The nose isn't real high. Nice, sleek design. You can see how the hood meets cleanly with the grille. And then everything else just kind of coasts towards the A-pillars, very clean. Coming around the bend, get ready for some ginormous wheel action. You'll notice on our XC90, you're gonna have these 21-inch wheels, machined aluminum with the gloss black. I'm really digging this center cover that covers up the lug nuts. Gives it a nice, clean, modern style, but it's definitely Volvo. And this is more the style of the wheel that you're finding on the upcoming EX90 and the EX30, which we brought to you from New York not too long ago. Now, the nice thing is you are gonna have all-wheel drive. You're also gonna have the ability to do regen braking for that battery pack that's on board. And I love the way they painted everything around the fender openings. No flat black. But when you're comparing this to a BMW or Mercedes-Benz, definitely on the Mercedes-Benz, you're gonna have those flat black accents. And to me, on a vehicle that's supposed to scream luxury, that necessarily doesn't do it for me. But love the actual size of this 21-inch wheel. Now the tires, 275 on the width, 40 series sidewall. Why don't we continue down the rest of the vehicle? You're gonna get power folding mirrors, side mirrors, color match, LED turn signals. You have some bright shiny metalwork both on the roof rails and around the window openings. I'm not gonna zonk it because it does make they did it cohesive. They didn't match like dark chrome, gloss black. Everything has that shiny bit to it, especially on the lower trim. And you'll notice the Recharge badge. Lori's gonna zoom in, show you that Recharge badge. When you see that, that means that this is a plug-in electric hybrid. Still has an internal combustion engine. I just wanna stress that point. Now from the side of the vehicle, even though this is a 3-row, it's got some good proportions. So if you've never been behind the wheel of a larger crossover SUV, this one with those proportions will be easier to drive. Now as we come down the side, nice clean belt line coming into the rear of the vehicle. We swing it around back. I love how Volvo does their unique style on their LED taillights. Everything full LED, turn signals, reverse lamps. Love the way it extends towards that roof spoiler. You do have your T8 all-wheel drive Recharge. That's the top dog. You do have a nice low roof spoiler. The Zonk, this guy right here. You have so much room here. Take this wiper, tuck it underneath, would clean up the whole back of the vehicle. They got the Volvo name spelled down on the back, your XC90, and then going all the way down to ground level, they just keep it clean. That's all you need. Body color with some chrome. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of chrome, but on this model, because it's balanced and cohesive, I'm gonna give them a pass. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our XC90. All right guys, we got the hood open. The hood opens really wide to give you a clear bird's eye view access to the engine compartment. Of course, there's hood struts. Underneath the hood, you have your traditional style to the Volvo engine cover. And on the driver's side, right here, is where you see that electric motor, the pairing of the electric motor. So what do we have? We have a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4 with that electric motor. Here's the great news before you get bummed out that this has a 2-liter turbocharged inline 4. 455 horsepower, 523 pound-feet of torque. It's all mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. You have an 18.8 kilowatt battery on board. 0 to 60 in this thing, 4.5 seconds. It could tow up to 5,000 pounds. Combined, you get 58 mpges. But the great news is because it's a plug-in, you could actually do 36 miles of pure EV driving. So let's do the math. Let's say you live 15 miles away from work. You could drive to work and back home each and every day without using a drop of gas. The vehicle does weigh 5,194 pounds with the battery pack, the motor, and all the rest of the goodies. Very unique setup in this luxury SUV segment with this XC90 Recharge. But why don't we go ahead, let's fire it up and see this Volvo go. All right, guys, come on in to this 2024 Volvo XC90 Recharge. I know what you're saying to yourself. You're saying, Joe, everybody on my block has a BMW, a Mercedes-Benz. I like to go my own direction. I don't want a Tesla. I know that. They look like jelly beans. They look like marshmallows. They just don't do anything for me. But I'm digging this Volvo XC90 Recharge. How much is it? Very good question, and I applaud you for going your own way. The way that this one is optioned, you're looking at MSRP of $87,000. Let's see what you get for your hard-earned money. To the door panels. I love the two-tone style. Nice soft touch material up top with the contrast stitching. Look at that aluminum speaker grill cover. That isn't plastic. Aluminum Bowers Wilkins premium sound system. 3 memory seats for the passenger. Of course, the same for the driver. More aluminum in the center. And then you have that Milky Way chocolate brown interior section that gives it the two-tone. Door pocket, good size for at least 7 bags of Swedish fish. And of course, you could get a nice large bottle of kombucha to wash down all the fish. Now going from the door panel to the dash, the dark wood, it's classy, it's elegant, and it doesn't have the shine to it. I hate it when they put lacquer and veneer all over it. Nice soft touch with the stitching. Come on in. What do we got going on? You do have the older 9-inch portrait style. Now we can look at this two ways. You can look at it as in the glass is half full and say to yourself, you know what? It's big enough, it's integrated, it's clean, and it's got Google Assistant and all the other features. Or you could say, it's a zonk, I don't like it, I need a bigger screen. Well, guess what? Volvo is going to be bringing larger screens to the lineup, but this is what we have for right now. Got your Google Maps. The great news is that it's pretty quick on response. You have the recirculation, you have the air purifier, dual climate control, heated seats, 3 stages, and 3 stages of ventilated seats. Plus you got 3 stages of a heated steering wheel. So they got you covered there when it comes to keeping you cool. One thing I really want to show you is I want to hit this little widget here, and then I'm going to go into driving. You got your different modes, but look what you could do. You hit hold, that's going to save the battery in that pack so that you could use it whenever you want. And you have your different drive modes. So very cool the way they have that technology. And then you just go right back. If you want to find home, you always just hit that button. And that's the main screen. And we're right back to the maps. Throw it into reverse. Backup camera, clear resolution. I just wish it took more of the 9 inches. That would have been a nice touch. But you could do your 360 scan. Obviously, this is not a black hole. That we have the door open. And that's what happens. But the trajectory is fantastic in here. Put it back into park, and then you just hit here again and you can come right back. Now, working your way down, you do have some physical knobs and buttons. The one thing I am going to zonk is no physical knobs or buttons for the AC controls. But I do like the way, because it's all in the screen here. Remember, you hit this, that's the screen buttons. Those aren't physical buttons and knobs, only for the radio controls and stuff. Now, you do get more of that Milky Way, Baby Ruth, chocolate brown. Love the wood here. Very minimal on the gloss black. You have the dark crystal shifter. You also have, you could put this into regen braking mode. This is how you start and stop the engine by twisting this nice knob with aluminum. Watch this, you ready? Boop. You got a little holder here for some Mentos or some Tic Tacs. Slide that back. Now we have a 12-volt, 2 cup holders, and a place to put a pack of candy cigarettes. Speaking of cigarettes, this looks like a small pack of candy cigarettes. Volvo, key fob, clean. Slide that back. More of that chocolate brown. Flip this up. USB-Cs, 2 of them, and you could put peanuts. And I'm not talking about regular peanuts. I'm talking about you could put a bag of circus peanuts right in that area. Actually, Lori, as a kid, loved circus peanuts. Seats. I think they do such a great job with the materials, making it not so big and bulky for the backseat passenger to stare at this big, huge cushion. Look at the way they did the perforation, the bolstering. Really nice on the bottom. Full power assist for the passenger and for the driver. And I'm actually digging that they're the Baby Ruth brown. Sort of making me think about the Goonies. Baby Ruth. So I like the way they have that style. Microfiber Alcantara material, and then to slide that back, one touch operation. Look, Mom, no hands. I'm going to bring it back. We stop it, bring it on back. And there you go. Nice power shade. But why don't you come over here? I want to show you behind the Volvo steering wheel in our XC90. All right, guys, business time. You do get 3 memory seat settings, so you can let 2 of your friends borrow your XC90, and they can have their own seat positions and not screw up yours. Down below, Recharge. Check it out. Nice aluminum sill plate with the Recharge name. You have all your seat controls within fingertip reach. These seats are phenomenal. I wish I could get a pair and put them in my living room because they just kind of snuggle you really, really well without being too harsh, without being too soft. Steering wheel, not my favorite, I'm gonna be honest. I do like the leather. The stitching is clean. This horn button has got to go. Give me something a little bit more luxurious, a little bit more modern. I think that would really make the steering wheel experience a lot better. You do have gloss black. The problem is after you're eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, you're gonna have your greasy thumbprints all over the different things on the steering wheel. It is a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and then you have that 12.3-inch digital display. What's nice is that you could get rid of the information very easily. If you want clean, you could have clean. If you want a little bit more, then you could go that route. It really depends on what you want. So you could bring up tons of information. I love having the Google Maps there. That makes it very easy to navigate while you're using the navigation, and you have a head-up display. But why don't we go ahead, let's get in the mid-row and see if your passengers are gonna be happy you went Volvo. All right, guys, mid-row time. One of the things I want to point out right off the bat is look at in the frame here, you do have a nice AC vent on both sides. There's that Alcantara I was telling you about. The way that they designed the seat, it gives more space for the mid-row passengers, so it isn't so bulky. The zonk that I have is this guy right here. First of all, it really doesn't open very wide, so maybe you could put about 5 sheets of paper from Dunder Mifflin, and that's about it. Plus, if you put something sharp, like a pair of scissors, because you're gonna make some hearts for Valentine's Day, you're gonna make your own Valentine, it's gonna rip right through that. So that's why I'm not a big fan of the cargo net. You do have a high hump in the center here, and this is the tunnel for the drive shaft for the all-wheel drive system, something to be aware of. And then I do like the way you have your heated seats, 3 stages, would have been nice to have ventilated, your AC controls, some extra vents, and you got 2 USB-Cs. They fool you. You think it's just gonna be one, and it's like, bam, it's like a BOGO. Buy one, get one. I have my own AC vent here. The Bowers Wilkins speaker grill covers look really great in this back seat. You got your manual shades if you want. And yes, the seats do slide. Got to put a little oomph. Hopefully you didn't skip leg day, because these need to be like broken in a little bit. Thankfully, I don't skip leg day. And then the seat reclines just a little bit, but the way that they shape the headrest, it feels really, really nice. I wish I had a bag of Swedish fish right now to nibble on. And then, of course, pull this down, semi-soft. 2 cup holders, looking good. Well, guess what? You may think we're ready for cargo. We are not. We got one more row to show you in this XC90. All right, guys, 3rd row time. I was able, thank God we were not filming, to squeeze myself back here. Once you're in, I mean, the good news is I'm not like hunched over, but you're still close to this headliner. You do have speakers, that Bowers & Wilkins sound system. You do have rear AC vents and the air purification system. The problem is that these seats are more like jump seats than seats that you're gonna wanna ride in for a long time. I do like the way they use close to the same material. They're just not perforated like they are on the other rows, but they are very small. You can see where my knees are. Not too high, it's where my shoes are. To get, I mean, I could sit like this, I guess, but who the heck wants to do that? So I literally have to slide them underneath the seat, and I have this seat all the way forward. This is it. This is as far as it's gonna go. And no connectivity back here. That's the other zonk. But you do have 2 cup holders, and you have your little snack tray holder in here, which I'll show you that when we do the cargo area, because it's really, really tight back here. This is more like an ejection seat. Ejecto-ceto, cuz, I guess. But why don't we go ahead, get into the cargo area, and see if there's enough room for you in this Volvo. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Volvo XC90 Recharge. Let's go on throttle, shall we? On throttle, here we go. 8-speed drops off and you're running. Really, really nice how you're not waiting for the boost to build up. It has a lot to do with that electric motor, which is good news. So don't worry about a lot of boost lag. It's very, very smooth. The one thing though is that when you do go on throttle, you are gonna hear some of that 4-cylinder turbocharged sound, which it sounds like a 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. So there's no way around that, but having the combination of the turbocharged power and the electric motor really makes this an exhilarating driving experience. The seats, whether you're sitting still or you're going on throttle, they feel fantastic. And then, like I said, taking the crystal shifter, right now I have it on drive, but if I pull it back and go on B, now we have regen braking. So I'm actually, feet are off the pedals, but yet I'm slowing down. So that shows that regen braking capability. So here I am accelerating, now I let off, slowing down, and it's recharging the battery. So nice to have that feature there. I love the way that they shape the dash because it gives you a really clear view, and very, very nice classy touch with the center speaker. Having that round center speaker there really gives the Volvo interior a unique appearance to it. Of course, you're gonna have all your safety features that you come to expect from a high top class luxury brand like Volvo. And the infotainment system, even though it's not large like some of the other ones, it's still very usable. The one thing though, and just be careful, is using the AC controls, because sometimes it gets a little cumbersome while you're driving. But speaking of driving, the experience is very smooth, very quiet in here, which is great. Let's see how she handles. I'm going on the brakes here, on the brakes, turning it in. Look at this. Holds very nicely all the way around. And then we go on throttle, here we go. Smooth shifts from the 8-speed automatic. And if you notice, the road's ripped up. Even with the 21-inch wheels, don't worry, it's going to soak it up very nicely and not transfer all of that vibration into the cabin. And I think that's one of the things that Volvo has learned over the years, is keeping this cabin not only safe, but also free of noise and vibration harshness, that NVH that can cause a really unhappy driving experience. The one thing though, I think most people are gonna drive this with the third row down. It is very tight, but if you are in a pinch and you need 2 extra seats, you have that flexibility with this vehicle. But everywhere you touch, the controls, the materials, everything feels very nice, high end. I just wish the horn button, they did something about that. But really smooth going down the road. And like I said, having the capability of going pure EV with this vehicle is really, really nice. I like the fact of using it from a performance standpoint. That's where it really makes sense to me, especially with this vehicle, where you get the efficiency, but you're also getting the performance with over 500 pound-feet of torque. But going down the road, I tell you, it feels good. You don't stand out like a sore thumb, but yet you know that there's something unique about this vehicle. And I think that's another great place that they hit the nail on the head with the XC90, is that it definitely stands out from the rest of the luxury crossover SUV crowd. Guys, once again, we're going to go on throttle here. Slow roll. On throttle, here we go. Look at this thing. Really, really nice. The way it just gets up to speed. You have the all-wheel drive that keeps you planted and secure. Let's see how she handles. I'm gonna go into this right-hand bend here. So we're on the brakes. Tip it in. On throttle, here we go. So, obviously not a corner carver, but yet you feel very planted and it inspires confidence. And that's what I like about what Volvo has done with this vehicle. If you've never driven a hybrid or a plug-in electric hybrid, they actually handle very, very well because of the lower center of gravity, which is nice. You got the head-up display, very clear at a good height. And just visibility is king in here all the way around, which is wonderful. All right, rolling away really smooth. And another thing you're gonna love is you're not going to get the on-off experience that some of the older hybrids gave, where you know when the internal combustion engine's coming on and when it's turning off. So I like that as well. The dash, having the Google Maps there is wonderful. And just very, very nicely tied together, the whole complete package. But we're gonna get back to where it started and wrap this one up. So I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another great day here in Tampa Bay. We definitely got to thank Tyler and the rest of the Volvo team for getting us access to this XC90 Recharge media press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Is Volvo doing it their own way, going their own direction in the world of luxury SUVs enough to persuade you to swing away from BMW or Mercedes-Benz? Let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. Of course, we need to give it up. LG Raiti, she's still here. She's working that camera like a champ, doing all that she does extremely well. Show her some love in the comment section. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.